Okay, so we're almost at the end of all of our steps. We're almost there. Um, we already did our revision in red, so now we're going to work on our editing in blue, and this one should be kind of quick. So in order to edit, we use cups. So cup stands for C for any capitals, the beginning of sentences, any names, places, months, titles, things that get capitals. U is for usage. Make sure that our nouns and verbs are matched correctly and that things in our sentences make sense. P is for punctuation. So make sure you're using the correct punctuation marks. Is it a period, a question mark, an exclamation point? Are you using quotes or commas? And then finally, spelling. Check all your words. Make sure that they're spelled correctly, or if you need to use one of our OG strategies, that you're doing that. Cups is kind of the same, is basically the same as what we call in our classroom VCOPS F. When we're doing OG, we always use VCOPS F, and I always ask you guys to check the person's sentence who came up. So does every word have a vowel? Is the first word capital? Is it organized correctly? Is there a punctuation mark? Is it the correct punctuation mark? Are all our words spelled correctly? And are our letters formed correctly? So this part is up to you, for you to go back into your writing and make sure that everything is spelled correctly, that things are capitals that should be capitals. So in my case, Teddy Roosevelt's name should always be capital. In your case, whoever the person that you did, their name should be capital. Theodore Roosevelt, I want to make sure I'm using capitals here. Here I wrote square deal, and because it's the name of something, I want to make sure that it is capital also. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through and you're going to read it and make sure that all of your words and everything looks right, sounds right. Like I said, this is your sloppy copy, so when you go to write it on your own piece of paper, make sure that you're writing it and doing it as perfectly as you can, because this is the step now where you're going to take this and on a blank sheet of paper, a nice clean sheet, you're going to take all of this and write it here. So remember how I always tell you guys, I always say to take it from here and then kind of put it back on here. That's exactly what you're going to do now with this step. You're taking all of this writing that you worked so hard on, and which might be a little bit sloppy right now because mine definitely is, and you're going to take it from here and you're going to write it super, super nice and neat on a new blank sheet of paper. Nice, neat, clean, in your best, most perfect handwriting. How I always tell you that this is the one that you're actually submitting, and that's the one that should look the nicest, neatest, and best. And as you do that, and as you're writing, you're making sure everything is written with capitals, punctuation marks, your letters are formed correctly. One tip I remember learning is that if you've been looking at this too long, you can kind of glaze over and miss any words that maybe you spelled incorrectly. So what might be a good idea now is maybe show mom or dad, see if they can help you point out any things that you messed up. And if you're doing it completely on your own, then one thing you can do is you can start reading from the bottom up, and that will help you kind of figure out any little mistakes or spelling errors that you have. Because if we've read it, and I feel like I've already read this so many times, so if we've read it so many times, we might not notice the mistakes that we have. So try reading it from the bottom up, and in that way you might be able to find any mistakes that you have hiding in there. Next time we'll look at the perfect writing that I'm going to do, and we'll double check it, and we'll look at it to highlight it according to power and tie. Okay?